You know that feeling. When you've got big ambitions, you want to achieve more, but you're just not totally sure where to point all that energy.
Yeah, like you can do more, but the how is a bit fuzzy.
Exactly. Well, if that rings a bell, you're definitely in the right place today. We're going deep into Nigel Cumberland's 100 Things Successful People Do. It's like a really practical playbook.
It really is. And it's not just, motivational quotes. It's 100 concrete actions, habits, ways of thinking, strategies, stuff successful people actually do.
Right, across all sorts of fields. He's basically broken down what works.
Think of it like a user manual for, achieving more. Across your whole life, really.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It covers the mind, body, work, money, relationships. It's pretty comprehensive.
So our job today is to pull out the real core stuff, the big ideas from Cumberland's list that you listening right now can grab onto and maybe even start using straight away.
Without getting bogged down by all 100 things at once, right?
Exactly. We're looking for those key nuggets.
Okay, so for this deep dive, we're going to focus on some of the big themes Cumberland hits. We'll unpack goal setting, definitely mindset, that's huge. Building good habits, managing time effectively, and also building strong relationships. Sound good.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
And starting with goals makes a lot of sense. Cumberland really puts that front and center.
He does, doesn't he? That analogy he uses.
This ship without a compass.
Yeah.
It's powerful. If you don't know where you're going,
yeah,
you just drift.
You end up somewhere, but maybe not where you intended. So this idea of direction, let's unpack that. Because success isn't the same for everyone, is it?
Not at all. And Cumberland really stresses that. Success for you might be financial wealth. For someone else, it's, health or happiness or making an impact. It's personal.
So the first step is figuring that out for yourself.
Right. He pushes for some real self-reflection, asking questions like, what does a successful life really look like to me? Or where do I really want to see improvement?
He even asks, if you could achieve just one big thing, what would it be? That really makes you think.
It does. It's about calibrating your own compass before you set sail,
Okay, so you get clear on your definition, your destination. Then what? How do you actually get there? Cumberland talks about the SMART framework, right?
Yes, SMART goals. It's a classic for a reason. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This is the nuts and bolts part.
It takes it from a fuzzy wish to an actual plan.
Exactly. So instead of just saying, I want to get fit, which is okay, but vague.
Right.
You make it SMART, like I'll lose 10 pounds in 3 months. That's specific and time-bound.
Okay.
By exercising 30 minutes, 3 times a week, and eating more vegetables. Now it's measurable and seems achievable. And presumably it's relevant to your get fit aim.
You can see the path much more clearly. He has that career example too, doesn't he?
Yeah, instead of I want career success, it becomes something like I'll get promoted to manager in 18 months.
Specific, time-bound.
By doing an online leadership course, leading 2 projects, and getting a mentor. Achievable actions, relevant to the goal.
It builds in the how and the timeline, makes it real. But he also talks about the mental side of goals. Visualization.
Oh yeah, visualization is a big one for him. It's about creating that mental picture of success, like really feeling it.
Almost like tricking your brain.
Kind of. He mentions that our brains aren't great at telling the difference between vividly imagined stuff and real experiences. So if you consistently visualize achieving your goal,
engaging all your senses, feeling the success.
Right. You're actually building the neural pathways for it. It strengthens belief, boosts motivation. He suggests doing it daily, maybe with positive affirmations.
And vision boards too, right? Having those visual reminders.
Yeah, tangible cues. But sometimes, even with SMART goals and visualization, the goal itself can just feel massive, overwhelming.
Like trying to climb Mount Everest in one go.
Exactly. And Cumberland's answer is simple. Break it down.
Yeah.
Take that huge goal and chop it into smaller, manageable steps.
The book example is perfect. Don't focus on writing 300 pages.
No way. Focus on, say, writing 1 chapter every 2 weeks. Or even just, 500 words a day.
Makes it way less scary. And you get those little wins along the way.
Those small wins are crucial. They build momentum. They boost your confidence. They keep you going. It tells your brain, hey, I can do this.
That feeling of progress is so important. Okay, so that whole process, defining, planning, visualizing, breaking down, that's the foundation.
It absolutely is. And it flows perfectly into the next big theme, which is mindset. Because Cumberland argues pretty strongly, actually, that mindset is maybe the biggest difference maker.
The internal driver, right. More than talent or luck sometimes.
That's his argument. If the mindset isn't right, the best plans can fall apart.
So what does a successful mindset look like, according to him? What are the key parts?
He focuses on 4 main things. First up is the growth mindset. This is huge.
Based on Carol Dweck's work.
Exactly. The core belief that your abilities, your intelligence, they aren't fixed. You can develop them through effort, through learning, through persistence.
As opposed to a fixed mindset where you think, I am what I am.
Right. And the difference in how you handle challenges is massive. A growth mindset sees a challenge as a chance to learn, to get better.
Whereas a fixed mindset might see it as a threat. Proof that you're not good enough.
Precisely. He uses the job interview example. If you fail, the fixed mindset says, I'm bad at interviews.
Discouraging.
Totally.
Definitely.
But the growth mindset asks, okay, why did I struggle? What can I learn? How can I improve for next time? It's about learning from setbacks, not being defined by them.
And he gives practical ways to cultivate that, like watching your inner voice, seeking challenges.
Seeing criticism as useful feedback, celebrating the effort, not just the win, being open. He points to people like Musk, Oprah, Michael Jordan. Clear growth mindsets there.
Okay, so growth mindset is number 1. What's next?
Resilience, the ability to bounce back. Because let's face it, things will go wrong. Setbacks happen.
It's inevitable on any worthwhile path, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Cumberland says failure isn't the end, it's often part of the process. Think of Edison and the light bulb.
10,000 ways that won't work.
Exactly. Or J.K. Rowling getting rejected so many times. Resilience is about seeing those things as temporary, as learning moments, not reasons to quit.
So how do you build that resilience, that inner toughness?
He suggests a few things. Reframing failure is key. See it as data, not disaster.
Yeah.
Focus on what you can control in a tough situation. Build emotional toughness maybe through mindfulness.
And having support helps too, right?
Definitely. A good support network is invaluable. Okay, so we have growth mindset, resilience. The third one is practicing gratitude.
Gratitude, which is more than just saying thanks, isn't it?
Oh, much more. It's a conscious shift in focus, actively looking for and appreciating the good things you already have, rather than dwelling on what's missing or wrong.
And that actually helps with motivation and happiness.
Yeah, he cites benefits like better mood, less stress, more motivation. It's about cultivating appreciation for the big and small things.
So how do you do that practically?
Keep a gratitude journal, just writing down a few things each day. Celebrate small wins, express thanks to others directly, and try to reframe problems as opportunities.
Like the promotion example. If you don't get it.
Instead of just being disappointed, be grateful for the skills you learned trying or the clarity you gained about what to work on next. It changes the energy around it.
That's a powerful reframe. Okay, and the fourth part of the mindset puzzle.
Believing in yourself. Good old self-confidence. If you don't believe you can do it, you probably won't even try or you'll quit too soon.
Self-belief fuels action.
Totally. It makes you willing to take risks, to push through challenges. It's like an internal engine.
But confidence can be shaky. How do you build it up, especially after a knock?
Challenge negative self-talk, actively replace it with positive stuff. Remember past successes, times you did overcome things. Set and achieve small goals to build momentum.
Little wins build belief.
It's exactly. Develop your skills. Competence breeds confidence. And crucially, take action even when you're scared. He uses Serena Williams as an example that incredible self-belief is palpable.
Wow, okay, so mindset is clearly foundational. Goals provide direction, mindset provides the engine. What about the actual journey, the day-to-day? That sounds like habits.
Precisely. Cumberland moves right into habits. Because success isn't usually about one big leap. It's the result of small, consistent actions repeated over time.
It's habits over bursts of motivation, right? Motivation comes and goes.
Exactly. Habits are what keep you going when motivation dips. They become almost automatic.
So why are they so powerful? Why does Cumberland emphasize them?
Several reasons. They save mental energy. Automatic behaviors don't require much thought. They shape your identity. You become what you consistently do.
Like if you run every day, you start seeing yourself as a runner.
Right. And that reinforces the habit. Plus, there's the compounding effect. Small improvements add up massively over time. Think James Clear's atomic habits.
That 1% better each day idea.
Yeah. And finally, good habits create structure, which reduces stress.
Okay, convinced. Habits are vital. But building them? That's the tricky part, isn't it? How do we make them stick?
Cumberland lays out 5 main strategies. First, start ridiculously small, like really small. Want to exercise? Start with 5 minutes. Make it too easy not to do.
Lower the barrier to entry.
Exactly. Second, habit stacking. Link the new habit to one you already do. Meditate for 2 minutes right after you brush your teeth. The old habit triggers the new one.
Makes sense.
Third, make it easy. Reduce friction. Want to eat healthier? Have healthy snacks visible and ready. Want to read more? Put a book on your pillow.
Remove the obstacles.
Fourth, create clear cues or triggers. Maybe it's time of day, a location, or something you do right before, like putting your running shoes by the door.
A visual prompt.
Yep. And fifth, focus on identity, not just the outcome. Think, I am a healthy person rather than just, I want to lose weight.
Yeah.
Identify with the habit.
That internal shift seems powerful. What about common mistakes people make? Things to avoid.
Oh, plenty of those. Trying to do too much too soon. Classic overwhelm. Skipping days, missing 1 day is okay. Missing 2 can break the chain.
Consistency is key.
Totally. Relying only on motivation, which fades. Not tracking progress, you need to see you're moving forward. And not having some kind of reward, even small, to reinforce it.
Makes sense. And he gives examples like Bill Gates always learning, Kobe's insane training.
Benjamin Franklin's daily schedule. Yeah, these people build success on consistent habits.
Okay, so goals, mindset, habits. Now let's talk time, because we all have the same 24 hours, but some people seem to get way more done.
Right. And Cumberland's point is, it's not about working more, it's about working smarter, managing your time effectively, focusing your energy where it counts.
So how do we start working smarter? What are the principles?
A big one is prioritizing. And he loves the Eisenhower matrix for this.
Urgent versus important.
Exactly. You plot tasks. Urgent, important, do it now. Important, not urgent, schedule it. Urgent, not delegate it if possible. Not urgent, not important, eliminate it.
That really helps cut through the noise, doesn't it? Focus on what actually moves the needle.
It's super practical. Then there's tackling procrastination, the urge to put things off.
We all know that feeling.
Don't we? His advice includes breaking big tasks down into smaller ones. Makes them less daunting.
Less intimidating.
Yeah. The 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, just do it now. Don't even think about it.
Oh, I like that one. Gets rid of those little nagging tasks.
Totally. And techniques like time blocking, dedicating specific times for specific tasks, or the Pomodoro technique, those focused work bursts with short breaks.
Ways to maintain focus and momentum. What about delegation? That seems key for leverage.
Absolutely. You can't and shouldn't do everything yourself. Successful people know their strengths and delegate other tasks.
Frees them up for the high-level stuff.
Right. But it requires clear communication and trust. You have to empower the people you delegate to.
Good point. And finally, within time management, he talks balance, right? Avoiding burnout.
Crucial. He stresses that nonstop work isn't sustainable. You need to schedule time for personal life, rest, hobbies, self-care.
It's not a luxury. It's essential for long-term performance.
Exactly. Taking breaks, sleeping well, doing things you enjoy. That's what refuels you to keep going.
It's holistic. Okay, last major theme. Relationships. Sometimes overlooked in success talk, but Cumberland highlights it.
He really does. Strong, supportive relationships are foundational for personal well-being, career progress, everything.
So how do successful people approach building these connections?
He talks about networking strategically. It's not just collecting contacts. It's building a smaller circle of trusted people, mentors, advisors, supporters.
Quality over quantity.
Definitely. And giving value first, not just thinking about what you can get, building real reciprocity.
Makes sense. And a huge part of any relationship is listening, right?
Oh, fundamental. Active listening. Really tuning in, understanding the other person's perspective, showing empathy.
Making them feel heard and valued?
Exactly. Asking open-ended questions, paying attention to nonverbal stuff too. It builds connection.
He also mentions teamwork.
Yeah, because big goals often require collaboration, leveraging different strengths, supporting each other, communicating clearly, working towards that shared objective.
Celebrating wins together.
Important for morale, definitely. And then, inevitably, there's conflict. How do you handle disagreements well?
Gracefully, as he puts it.
Right. Stay calm. Try to be objective. Listen actively to understand their side. Look for common ground. Aim for respectful resolution, not just winning.
Timing can matter too, right? Maybe not tackling it when emotions are high.
Good point. Sometimes letting things cool down allows for a more productive conversation.
Okay, wow. So looking back at all this, goals, mindset, habits, time, relationships, they're all interconnected, aren't they?
Completely. Your goals shape your mindset drive your habits affect your time, and relationships support everything. It's a system.
And Cumberland's message seems to be that success isn't some magic secret. It's built through these consistent, intentional actions.
Exactly. It's not about innate genius. It's about applying these principles.
Yeah.
And the good news is they're learnable. They're achievable for anyone willing to put in the work.
So for everyone listening, maybe think about one or two things from this discussion that really hit home for you. Was it the SMART goals, the idea of starting small with habits?
Maybe the growth mindset resonated, or the need for better time management.
Whatever it is, maybe take a moment later today and think, how could I apply just one of these ideas? What's one small step I could take?
Because even one small change, done consistently, can really start to build momentum towards your version of success.
And maybe a final thought to mull over. Since success is built on these small, consistent actions, what's one tiny habit you could commit to building this week? Just one thing that, over time, will edge you closer to where you want to be.
That's a great question to leave people with. Food for thought.
Definitely. Remember, focusing on these core ideas isn't just dreaming. It's actively building that foundation for success. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive.